So, Jason is gay now. I have been planning on doing something related to Halloween and the spooky season, and I came across this article that says, "Shut the F up, Jason Voorhees is gay." And with a title like that, you automatically know where this is going. The writer of this is a person called Stephanie, who is a trans mum, because of course they are. This article is the biggest load of bollocks you could possibly have. I mean, most of this article talks about a non-canon comic called Jason vs. Leatherface. Right? Now, I don't know about you, but comics seem to be a true gateway into changing sexuality, gender, and race to push an agenda. Right? I mean, you've got things like gay Superman, gay Robin, gay Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy. It's no wonder that the comic book industry is fucking failing miserably. But you know, I'm not going to just simply believe that this non-canon comic, Jason vs. Leatherface, is somehow proof that Jason is gay. But this article puts most of the proof that Jason is gay from this comic, and anything relating to the films is just misconstrued and is pushed to make it seem like Jason is gay, right? But there is absolutely no proof, absolutely none, that Jason is gay in any of the films, right? By the way, it's not just Jason who is gay. They also put out that Leatherface is gay, and that Jason and Leatherface are a couple. They're in a relationship. So, yeah, that comic book is actually out there destroying two horror icons for a gay agenda. So, well done there, LGBTQ community. You really know how to ruin everything you touch. Anyway, there is actually a little point here that I want to talk about. It says, "In a lesson that Drew Barrymore will never forget, thank you, Scream, the killer in the first Friday the 13th only appeared to be Jason. The camera follows the killer through POV shots that seduce the audience with their own assumptions about gender and violence. Go fuck yourself. And then, too late, we find out the truth. The truth being that it's actually Mrs. Voorhees." Now, the thing is, the person who's wrote this article has obviously never seen Friday the 13th. Because if they had seen Friday the 13th, they would have noticed that that Jason is never mentioned as the killer, right? And not only that, Jason's name is not mentioned until right at the end of the film, right? It's only until Mrs. Voorhees goes and talks about her son, right? She goes and says about how the counselors weren't watching Jason, they were off, having sex, and she says, the boy who drowned in the lake, his name was Jason, and today is his birthday, being, Friday the 13th. And her whole point the whole point of Friday the 13th is that Mrs. Voorhees wanted the camp closed because she didn't want any other children being killed as a result of, horny teenagers just going about their business, not doing their job and not supervising children. So yeah, it has nothing to do with Jason being gay, But you also have this. I wonder if it's here. Oh yeah, it says Jason was dead the whole time, revealed as a victim of homophobia in the comic book sequels. So again, anything related to Jason being gay or there being, homophobia against him is all to do with the comics. It has nothing to do with the films, And I actually want there is actually a thing that I actually want to show. Again, it's all about the comics. There's nothing to do with there's nothing to do with Jason being gay in the films, right? But yeah, you have this bit here. LGBTQ plus horror fans know what it's like to relate to outcasts, to the outcast, who just want some understanding. What it's like to recognise the anger that builds up facing so much cruelty and rejection. We can cry for these monsters. Jason vs. Leatherface takes the premise of your basic crossover horror comic and turns it into a strange, morbid love story. So they are literally trying to justify serial killers. Like they've gone and tried to make it so that these serial killers can be justified in their actions. That's all they're doing, right? They just try again. Oh look, we can relate to them because we have been had all of these rejections and cruelties, and we've had all this trolling because we're gay. It has nothing to do with what we are actually saying. I mean, case in point, right? They talk about how they talk about, where is it? Yeah, they talk about how Jason was a victim of homophobia in the comic books. As I remember it, Jason was like 7 years old in the film, like Camp Jason, when he was a kid. He was 7 years old. What 7-year-old is gay? I understand that this is 2022, right? And the LGBTQ community is trying to push this thing onto kids, right? I understand that this community is trying to groom children, right? But I am basing this on reality. And in reality, no 7-year-old kid is going to be gay, right? So why are you trying to say that he is a victim of homophobia? He is a kid, right? Maybe that is the reason why people are not liking your community, because you're pushing this thing of kids being gay when they're kids. They don't know anything. They don't know about sexuality. They don't know about any of these things. They don't have the emotions. They've not developed these emotions. But you're trying to push it. And, in the case of the films, both Friday the 13th and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. The person who's wrote this article, Stephanie, they've obviously not done their research because they have not seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 that has Leatherface being attracted and like even horny towards a female DJ, a radio DJ, and even actually protects her from his cannibalistic family. You know, he wants to basically be with this girl. So straight away you've got Leatherface being straight. That's not canon with the comic, now is it? And then of course you've got Friday the 13th Part 3, where it's revealed that the lone survivor of Part 3 was being chased by Jason, who was trying to rape her. Like, literally, he was trying to rape the lone survivor. You know, so straight away you've got proof, canon proof from the films that both Jason and Leatherface are straight and also evil, psychotic maniacs. In one case is a rapist and mass murderer, and the other one is a mass murderer and cannibal. So yeah, you've tried to push this really retarded belief that these horror icons are gay, and you've neglected actually doing your research. So well done, Stephanie. Well done. You have proved nothing except for your incompetence. So well done there.